Hey, bourbon brothers and sisters, Angry Mac here. And today I want to talk about something that is very interesting in our community and very interesting for an enthusiast, very interesting for someone who's just starting out and is trying to identify what it smells like, what it tastes like, what the finish is. You hear a lot of influencers and a lot of people talking about these incredible things, and you think, oh my God, my palate is broken. My taste buds don't work right. Maybe I need to see a doctor because I can't taste this. I can't taste this. If you're listening to an influencer or somebody who's getting paid or a creator who's describing things, well, let me see. This smells like lemon meringue and that strawberry gummy bear, but not the dark strawberry, that light pink one, and it like as I'm walking through the mountains on a spring day, oh my God, let me taste that. And their lips barely taste it. That's a lemon meringue pie with the burnt meringue on the top and just the dust of sugar on the bottom. These people have 100,000 followers. Just because they have 100,000 followers, 200,000 followers, with 10 followers, who knows? Who knows? For me, it's not that difficult to describe. And in that terms, I mean of adjectives. I don't think anything tastes like a pink strawberry gummy bear, the light one. That's just what I'm saying. So find the people that you enjoy watching, that entertain you, but also have a similar palate. It's not about the adjectives. If you're using 7,000 adjectives and you're thinking, what the hell does a lemon meringue pie taste like or smell like as you're walking through the mountain on a spring day, maybe that's not the person for you. Maybe those 100K aren't exactly what they seem to be. But just saying, you want to take a good look at what you're doing, because when you first smelled and tasted whiskey, nobody ever said, this smells great. Let me taste this. This is fantastic. Your probably first experience with whiskey or bourbon, you probably smelled it like, wow, it smells like whiskey. You taste it, you probably went, ugh, how do you drink this? How do you don't have Coke in there or ginger ale? How are you not even drinking it with an ice cube? You're thinking, what is wrong with this person who thoroughly enjoys this whiskey when it just burned my throat, my nose hurts, and my eyes are watering now? I can't drink this. Odds are, too, you probably started on a whiskey or a bourbon that was harsh. Let's just say I started Jack Daniel's 7. I really don't drink it anymore. It's a little too harsh for me. It's great in a Coke, but it's not a bourbon that I enjoy neat. It just isn't. And really, that's how a lot of people start younger, because you're not introduced to good stuff later on. When I was younger, I worked in a deli, and I told this story many times. There was a liquor store 2 stores down, and we used to trade sandwiches and food for the bottle with the horse on it. The bottle with the horse, the Blands. I didn't know what the hell it was. It was probably anywhere from the early to mid-90s. It was just a bottle with the horse. And you know what I knew? I knew it wasn't Jack Daniel's. I knew it was easy to drink. I knew it didn't make me choke, and I knew it had a little sweetness. That's all I knew. But over the years, I developed my palate. You can too. So you do have taste buds. You do have a palate. They do work. You're just a beginner. Your brain has not been rewired to understand or to describe what you're smelling or tasting because you're new at it. Let's face it, it is an offensive smell and taste at first. I'll say it 100 times. Nobody's ever picked up a bottle of whiskey or bourbon and rye and said, wow, this is my drink. Had one, I'm stuck. That's it. You just keep trying it, and it's really, you're developing a palate one sip at a time. I'm here to tell you, it's not a magical formula. Anybody could do it. It takes really time, patience, listening. How I did it personally, I listened. I went to bottle shares. I watched different reviewers. I read. I listened to people who, wow, you know what? I like that. How is that person describing it? I'd go to bottle shares, and I still go now. I was with my friend Josh from Bourbon Theory, and he described something. I said, dude, how did you get that? Where does that come from? And he was explaining it to me, and I'm starting to make sense, and now I'm starting to see if I could identify that. I was with another friend of mine who was a baker, and he's describing something, and I didn't know he was a baker at the time, or he was a baker previously. And he's like, I was a baker for 3 or 4 years. And that made sense to me because a lot of your, the nose and the taste and the finish It's based on your experience. If you have no experience with lemon meringue banana cream pie, you're not going to be able to describe a lemon meringue banana cream pie. It's just not going to happen. Face facts. Now, the first time you try, your brain is going crazy. It's trying to differentiate. Somebody said this tastes like cherry. This tastes like fruit. This tastes like an orange. This tastes like a lime peel. This tastes like the bottom of a shoe. This smells like a wet towel, And all of these things are going through your head, good, bad, or indifferent, and you're trying to figure it out. Yeah, keep trying. The flavors are not the same. What you want to think of, and this is how I describe it, there's a sweetness in the smell. What do you identify the sweet? Do you identify it? Start at simple things. If you could identify just one thing your first time, does it smell like a candy? And by I mean candy, do you smell vanilla, caramel, brown maple sugar? Do you smell a sweetness that's fruit? Do you smell cherry? Do you smell grape? Do you smell plum? So you kind of have to break it down. Is there a spiciness to it? Is it a peppery spice? You're going to find that black pepper. You're going to find that cinnamon. And you're going to be thinking, what's a baking spice as opposed to a different spice? Because they're all not baking spices, just so you know. And don't chase other people's palates and their nose, because once you start hearing it, like with Jack Daniels, banana, do you smell that banana? Taste that banana. So now you're going to be trying to imagine this banana there, and you just may not get the banana. It's hard for me to get banana sometimes. Sometimes it stands out very much. Sometimes it does not. But what does it taste like to you is the most important thing. So what I can tell you, when you're out and you're doing things, smell things. Smell what you're eating. Obviously, you're tasting it, but really put a little thought into what you're tasting. Simple things. Bread, sweets, candy, things with spices. These are things that are all going to round out your palate. Do you need to go out and get a nosing kit? No. Is it helpful? Sure. I wouldn't rule against it. But what I'd rather do is I'd rather try different things. Like right now I have the Sealback's Christmas Rye, which I absolutely love. This is an Amburana finished off with ex-maple barrels. This is absolutely dynamite. I'm going to be very sad when it goes. And this is my Sealback's Whiskey Bourbon. It's going to have a completely different profile and nose. Like right now, if I'm just going to pick out one thing, right now I smell an overwhelming cinnamon. And stop. I'm going to taste it. More cinnamon. Now it's like a cinnamon cereal. Almost like with some maple syrup on it. And stop. What is the finish like? Wow, it's mild. There's a little bit of a peppery burn back there, but not overwhelming. It's very mild. So you see how it works? It's just one step at a time. One step at a time. It's very easy because your brain needs a reference point. You can't taste and smell something you've never tasted and smelled. So here we go. On the nose, typical things you're getting on the nose, you're going to get vanilla, you're going to get honey, you're going to get oak, you're going to get fruit. On the lips, people often overlook the lips, but taste really does start at the lips. But you're going to get, does it make your lips hot? Does it make your lips cold? In the lips, you're going to get more of the spice. You're going to get more cinnamon. Maybe you'll get some bubble gum, things of that nature. The lips, that's where it starts. Then in the palate, it's going to be that's where you're going to get the sweetness, the spice. And don't kid yourself. When you get your palate and it hits your tongue, you're going to get different flavors or different profiles on the side of your tongue, front of your tongue, mid-tongue, back tongue, top of the roof of the mouth, on the gums. You're going to get things everywhere, but just try to identify one thing at a time. One thing at a time. The mouthfeel. Is it oily? Does it feel thick? Does it feel thin? Does it dry your mouth out? Very simple terms. Start simple. Finish. Is it long? Is it short? What's the heat? Is it a spicy heat or is it heat? That's it. People have told me. Now, I think that I'm just a guy trying to give out what I think it tastes like, but people have said, Mac, you have a good palate. I think my palate is good, to be honest with you, but I think that my descriptions are simple. Somebody once told me, keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. And I try to do. Everybody can relate to how I describe. So when you describe things and you're talking about it, try to think about relating it in common everyday terms. Tasting is not that difficult. Don't make it more difficult than it is. Once again, you don't need 100 adjectives. If you just say, hey man, did you taste that cinnamon? I really get a nice cinnamon from that. Wow, is that honey? Don't be afraid to ask who you're drinking with questions. Do you get honey on this? Really? You don't get any? Well, I'm getting a lot of honey. Is that a honeysuckle? Is that a maple? And once you discuss, you're going to start putting more ideas and more reference points and rewiring your brain for taste, smell, and finish. Tell you, once again, it's not that difficult. Your palate will never stop. It will never stop evolving. What I can taste now, and I look back at videos that I made 5 years ago, yes, they're the same notes, but they're more detailed. They're more interesting. I'm still learning where different flavors are in my mouth or at tasting. And I do feeding therapy, or I did feeding therapy a long time ago. So I know about your taste buds and where taste starts and finishes and how your nose works in it. But now that your brain's rewired, you can tell me, is this a heavy char? Light char? Is there age on it? Is it finished? So you're going to start picking out all these things and just say, hey, listen, take a blind and just try to figure out, is this finished? Just that. Is this finished? What is that odd sweetness? Because it's definitely not from the main barrel. There has to be something else. So you get Ambrana, you know it's finished. There's something there that you don't know. Ask questions. Drink, talk, understand. But the most important part of learning how to describe it, tasting it, and developing your palate, be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with the people you're with. Ask questions. Ask questions. Be genuine. And build your repertoire one step at a time. If somebody tells you that it tastes like pink gummy bears, the light ones with the mild little strawberry with a hint of black licorice, and I can smell it. It smells like the rainy day going up the mountain. You know what you do? Say, all right. You just smile and nod and say, hey, good for you. To me, it tastes like caramel. And I have to tell you something too. Some whiskeys just taste like oak caramel and ethanol. That's fine also. You're going to be able to tell if something's young or something's old. But most of all, enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the tasting. Enjoy the smelling. Enjoy the people. Because that's what bourbon is all about. These are my Sealbox bottles. Big fan of Sealbacks. Once again, everybody knows I'm big on the craft. So figure out your palate. Gain your experience. Ask questions. It ain't that hard. Listen, I'm not that bright. You could ask my wife. She'll verify. And somehow I figured it out. And I'm still learning. So there's that. Please like, subscribe. You can find me on TikTok, Angry Irish Mac, Instagram, Angry.Mac. And please, again, like, subscribe. Find the people you love. Give them a hug. It's not what's in the glass. It's who you're drinking with. And today, I am drinking with you. Cheers. I am going to be very sad when this bottle's over. Wow, that's damn delicious. And sometimes that's good enough to describe it.